I think it's a risky area to even talk about at this point when Trump has not really unveiled much of his global economic policy. I mean, they say they're renegotiating NAFTA, but they have not talked very much about what the objectives are. What do they hope to accomplish? What are the goals? So it's fine to say NAFTA could be improved. Probably everybody would agree with that, but improve from whose point of view? And will Mexico or Canada want to make the kinds of changes that the U.S. wants to make? Or if they make some changes that we want, what changes are we going to make that they want? And one doesn't get any sense of the kind of the details, the granular details about how this negotiation will shake down. And it's also unclear how long it will take. A lot of people thought this was something that could be done fairly quickly, but then Ross, I guess last week or sometime not so long ago, said it's going to take at least a year. And officially it hasn't even started yet because they didn't do the notification that is required. So, maybe this won't be completed until the middle of 2018. So I don't know. There was a story, you probably read it, I read about it in the Los Angeles Times yesterday or this morning, saying that there's a big internal disagreement about what to do about the bilateral investment treaty with China. That some people are in favor of Chuxiao, just like TPP, no good. And some people think it would, that the United States, some people in the administration think that there should be an additional round of negotiations and with the objective of completing that agreement. I don't know how that's going to come out, but I think that will be an important indicator because as far as I am aware, nobody officially in the administration has said anything about the bilateral investment treaty. I think I've asked, I don't think Trump ever said anything about it in the campaign, and I don't think he's ever said anything about it since he was sworn in as president. And you would think he would not favor it because he thinks that if China liberalizes its investment environment, then more U.S. companies will invest in China and jobs will leave. That's, jobs that might have been done here now will go to China. And he seems to be he's very negative about outbound, he's very negative on firms that are making investments abroad, particularly if they're trying to sell back in to the U.S. market. But I don't think he really understands that a lot of the liberalization that's being talked about is because each side wants to serve the other country's domestic market. If China opens up in financial services, banks aren't going to expand in China so they can make loans in the U.S. They want to provide financial services to Chinese households and to Chinese businesses. And it's the same thing about the Chinese companies coming to invest here. I don't see any significant amount of exporting back to China by these companies. Like Fuyao Glass, this big glass company. They're selling all their glass to the big auto companies in the U.S., right? So if we have more investment like that, it creates more jobs, and it's a win-win. But I don't think, I've never heard Trump say anything that suggests that he has the slightest idea about this. He thinks outbound investment means job export. So someone's going to have to really educate him to the realities to make him a supporter of completing a bilateral investment treaty.
He likes bilateral.
Yes, he does like bilateral. That's also a bad idea, in my opinion, because you can have, if you negotiate multilaterally, everybody can gain more than if you go 2 by 2. So, again, this is based on some idea that he got some time ago, and I don't think it is very well founded.